What if I told you everything you know is a lie?
The Dysfunction Files, Episode 18, Drip by Drip, the vitamin they don't want you to infuse. Ever wonder why a $12,000 bag of chemo gets a green light from your insurance company, but a $300 vitamin C infusion that actually supports your immune system gets you side-eyed by your doctor in a bill labeled experimental? Yeah, no, me neither. The wondering phase ended long ago. It fits in every episode. What? I have never been accused of being a conspiracy theorist. Except that one time. And that other time. I am Dr. Kristen Lindgren, and welcome back to the Dysfunction Files, friends. This week, we're stepping out of the land of the dark side of the tinfoil hats and into the IV chair. I want to talk about the therapy that's been keeping people alive, energized, and glowing like radiant 20-year-olds for decades, but still manages to fly under the radar of mainstream medicine. High-dose intravenous vitamin C. If you're dealing with cancer, chronic fatigue, Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr virus, just trying to survive the slow death march of modern stress, collapsing mitochondria, collapsing institutions, collapsing civilization, the Epstein files, the RFK files, the MLKJ files, the Wi-Fi in your silverware, nanotech in your blueberries, hollow moon theory, the Anunnaki, the shape-shifting reptilian elite, UAPs, UFOs, NHIs, CERN, HARP, Project Bluebeam, aliens, the fake birds, fluoride in the rain, birth control in the drinking water, chemtrails, crop circles, interdimensional parasites, wormholes, warp drives. What happened to Flight MH370? What happened to Tesla's death ray? His files. Anyway, well, then this episode's for you. Let's get into it. We moved, and we have chairs. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of vitamin C converting peroxide bombs into cancer cells, let me share something exciting if you're not already in the know. Lindgren Functional Medicine just moved into a brand new space this summer. Bigger, brighter, full of good non-cam subjective vibes, better patient care flow, and most importantly for this episode, more IV chairs. Whatever, it's not like we didn't have IV chairs before. We had that one, right? In that little room with the PEMF mat, the ozone, the wheelchair scale, the stuff that didn't fit in storage. Ugh, that was a mess. But we have IV chairs, and they're kind of nice. In a nice big room. We actually have something called windows in this big, beautiful room. See how nice this is? Whatever. I finally feel comfortable saying both intravenous therapy is an incredibly powerful tool, and we happen to be able to help you access this if you are interested. You're just making expensive urine. Ah, yes, the classic criticism. You've probably heard it from your regular doctor or thought it yourself. Am I just making expensive pee? Let's clear something up. If you're absorbing enough nutrients that your body has a surplus to excrete, that's not waste. That's evidence that there's finally enough there. Oral supplements are great, but they face a biochemical obstacle course. Stomach acid destroys a chunk of the payload. Gut inflammation reduces absorption. Your liver slaps a "not today" sticker on anything too exciting, something we call first pass metabolism. And if your digestive health is a train wreck, good luck absorbing much of anything at all. IV therapy? No gut, no liver, no nonsense. Nutrients go straight into the bloodstream where your cells can actually use them.
I'm going to have to science the shit out of this.
And yes, some vitamin C ends up in your urine. But guess what else ends up in your urine? Water. Should we stop drinking that too? Vitamin C, more than a scurvy story. Vitamin C earned its stripes, keeping sailors from, bleeding to death on 18th century ships. But it's come a long way since fighting off scurvy. At normal oral doses, it's called an antioxidant. It neutralizes free radicals, supports collagen production, helps your immune system not totally suck, boosts iron absorption, helps make neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, supports adrenal glands when you're stressed. In other words, it's one of the few things you can take that actually does a little bit of everything. Your gut has a limited number of receptors for vitamin C. Once you've maxed those guys out for the day, you're done. The rest ends up in the toilet. You know this if you've ever tried superhero doses of vitamin C for, a cold or something. But when you give vitamin C intravenously and at high doses, something amazing happens. It stops acting like an antioxidant and becomes a pro-oxidant. The pro-oxidant paradox. When you drip in vitamin C at 25 to 100 grams, yes, grams, it doesn't behave like your friendly antioxidant anymore. Instead, it creates something called hydrogen peroxide in the extracellular fluid. Why does this matter? Because cancer cells hate hydrogen peroxide. They lack an enzyme called catalase, which healthy cells use to neutralize it. So while healthy cells shrug it off on account of the fact that they have plenty of this catalase situation, cancer cells basically drown in oxidative stress. This pro-oxidant effect induces apoptosis or cell death in cancer cells, supports immune activation, enhances mitochondrial signaling, makes your doctor say things like, "Where did you hear about that?" in a concerned tone. It's also why IVC is used off-label in cancer, mold illness, long COVID, chronic viral syndromes like Epstein-Barr virus and CMV, even Lyme disease. But before you plug yourself in, there's one important test you need to run on yourself. It's called a G6PD test. This test checks for a red blood cell enzyme deficiency that's also important in neutralizing the effects of hydrogen peroxide in healthy cells. It's different from catalase, but equally as important. If you're G6PD deficient, high-dose vitamin C can cause something called hemolysis, which is when your red blood cells break apart and cause, all sorts of bad things. Most people have plenty of G6PD laying around. G6PD deficiency is most common in people of Mediterranean, African, Middle Eastern, and Southeast Asian descent, but we can see it in anyone. So please run the test. It's easy, it's inexpensive, and, it's non-negotiable. What the research actually shows. Okay, let's talk studies. Don't yawn, these are good ones. Linus Pauling and UN Cameron first showed that cancer patients lived 4 times longer with high-dose IVC than those without it. The Mayo Clinic tried to discredit this study by using oral vitamin C instead, because, science. More recent trials, including those out of the NIH and Japan, show tumor regression in some cancers, enhanced quality of life during chemotherapy, decreased fatigue, nausea, and inflammation, and importantly, no toxicity, even at high doses. That's right, high-dose intravenous vitamin C is safe, even in massive doses. Safer than Tylenol, safer than ibuprofen, and definitely safer than your doctor's favorite proton pump inhibitor. One of the most compelling real-world applications of high-dose vitamin C came from none other than Dr. Paul Merrick, a critical care specialist, sepsis researcher, and co-founder of the FLCCC, or Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance. Before he was famously pushed out of his ICU position for recommending inexpensive, non-patentable therapies, the usual, Dr. Merrick developed the Math Plus protocol, a combination of methylprednisolone, ascorbic acid, or vitamin C, thiamine, and heparin, used to treat patients with sepsis and later adapted for severe COVID-19. His 2017 study on septic shock showed dramatically reduced mortality using IV vitamin C, and subsequent trials explored similar protocols for COVID, with early improvements in survival, oxygenation, and inflammatory markers. Naturally, the mainstream medical complex ignored or outright dismissed this because, science. So, if IV vitamin C is so great, why isn't it FDA approved for, cancer? Big Pharma doesn't do cures, they do customers.
Big pharmaceuticals, Now, right up there with the arms dealers.
Enough said. Why your doctor thinks it's dangerous. Have you told your primary care doctor you're getting IV vitamin C? Did they immediately act like you joined a cult? Let's discuss. Here's what most conventional doctors know about nutrients. Vitamin D is good for bones. Don't take too much iron. If you're peeing it out, it's not working or you don't need it. And that's about it. They're not taught nutrient pharmacokinetics. They've never seen high-dose IVC administered. And if it's not blessed by an insurance algorithm or a pharma-sponsored rep lunch, it doesn't exist in their world. Meanwhile, integrative docs across the globe are using IVC every day for cancer support, immune function, post-viral recovery, and mitochondrial rescue missions because we actually see it work. Who can benefit? Let's get specific. People who benefit from high-dose IVC include cancer patients, especially with solid tumors, patients undergoing chemotherapy. It reduces side effects, improves quality of life, chronic Lyme, Epstein-Barr virus, or CMV sufferers, mold illness, SEERS, and long COVID, fatigue, brain fog, or adrenal burnout, athletes or biohackers optimizing mitochondrial performance, and, well, basically anyone just trying not to feel like a complete dumpster fire. So you don't have to wait until you're sick. IVC can be used preventatively to support cellular health, detox, and resilience. We're not waiting for you to get cancer. We're helping you stay one step ahead of it. Closing. So is high-dose IV vitamin C the miracle cure? Well, yeah. Okay. Nothing works in a vacuum, but it is one of the most powerful, safe, and underused therapies in modern medicine. It doesn't fix everything, but it does support the terrain, the mitochondria, the immune system, the detox pathways, and in the right context, that changes everything. If you've been gaslit, dismissed, handed another SSRI when what you really needed was support, come try something different. This isn't fringe. This is functional biology, and we're doing it right here at Lindgren Functional Medicine. Come on over and get a drip with us. You know you want to. That'll do it for me. I'm Dr. Kristen Lindgren, and thank you for tuning into another episode of the Dysfunction Files. If you found this video useful or entertaining, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. They're free, easy to do, and they really help the channel out. If you're interested in learning more about high-dose intravenous vitamin C, please check out our website or give our office a call. We'd love to hear from you. Stay skeptical, keep learning, and remember, you are in control of your own healthcare. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.